To start our sweep picking studies, we're going to go through 3 workouts here in level 1. I'm going to play with a clean tone. Sweep picking sounds great when you have some gain or a lot of gain in your sound, but before you do that, we got to make sure that the sweep picking technique has been learned correctly and developed correctly, and it's clean. Sometimes when you play with a lot of gain, it's easy to kind of hide behind or let the gain mask some inconsistencies in the technique. We do not want that. Sweep picking is an incredibly powerful technique. It sounds awesome, and it should be something that's been built up the right way, because then you'll get the maximum results. So there's something about sweep picking that I call resistance picking. That's really the whole secret about it. If you have that in your picking, then you really have a sweep picking technique. So here's what I mean. A common shape to learn sweep picking, and it's something that we're going to work on in workout number 3. We're not going to start with that, but we're going to check it out in workout number 3, is this. So what you don't want to hear is this. I didn't even move my fingers at all. I just went across the strings, really with a strumming motion. Now, what I mean by resistance in the picking is this. Let's forget about the fret hand for a second and just concentrate on the pick hand. We want to fight the strings. We want the strings to provide some sort of resistance. So after I apply an attack that's a downstroke, and by the way, my pick is straight. I usually angle my pick for alternate picking. I always angle my pick for alternate picking. But for sweep picking, with downstrokes, for ascending sweeping patterns, I straighten out the pick because I want more of the pick mass to make contact with the strings. So I want it make the attack and then fall against the next string. But the string that I'm attacking, I want it to fight me a little bit. So I want that resistance to be there. If it doesn't feel that way, and it doesn't sound that way because there's a certain attack to it, you're not sweep picking. So you don't want this. You don't want separate motions like that. That's more of an arpeggiation thing or just downstrokes. That's not what we're doing here. We're not trying to ring notes together, and we're not trying to lessen that resistance. We want that resistance. Same goes for when you're doing an upstroke and descending patterns. What I do for that is I angle the pick in. It's the only time I ever do that. And same resistance. And then with those, I pull my arm back. So you're going to be experimenting with both of these motions throughout level 1. So the way it's going to break down is this. In the first workout, we're just going to work with top 3 strings, where I want to approach playing on the strings you're most likely going to sweep with. So we're going to start with the top 3 strings and play a 12-bar progression. Well, it's actually a 4-bar progression. It's played 3 times, going through the same 4 chords in different inversions. We're going to start out nice and easy, put some resting points in there, play with triplets, and make it feel real comfortable to make sure that this resistance picking thing is starting to develop. When we get to the second workout, we're going to stay with top 3 strings, but we're going to add a pull-off to the mix and also start using upstrokes, just a little bit. Then, by the time we get to workout number 3, we're going to go with that common shape that I just had you looking at, and we're going to play it for real. So we're going to be adding a string. We're going to be sweeping across 4 strings, ascending and descending, downstrokes, upstrokes, and really getting into the sweep picking thing. Now, all the while, I'm going to be playing with a clean tone, and I suggest that you do too. You notice that I have a device up here, a string dampener. Specifically, this is a Groove Gear fret wrap. And this comes in handy when you're starting to do more advanced techniques like this, for tapping and sweep picking and this and that. If you're having a problem with string noise and even clean or playing with dirty sound, which you shouldn't be yet, this will help out a lot. This is a good tool. It's not a cheat. It's a good tool. So consider using that. But it's not something that you have to have. Okay. So when you're ready, we're going to jump over to workout number 1. And that's where we'll be starting to play the 3 tempos that we're going to be shooting for. 40 beats per minute, 70 beats per minute, and then up to 100 beats per minute. These workouts are going to be 2 minutes long. I'll play with you the entire time. So when you're ready, let's get over to workout number 1 and get started.